Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining the webinar. Meanwhile, we wait for other participants to join. We have a video that let's go through that video to know what exactly today's webinar is all about.
Another busy morning has begun at a large multi-specialty hospital, where everyone is engaged in their responsibilities. Patients are arriving continuously. Nurses are preparing medications, and doctors are moving from one department to another. In this entire system, every second, every minute matters a lot. And just then, a patient is suddenly brought into the emergency ward, having difficulty breathing. The medical team springs into action immediately, lays the patient on the bed, and connects him to the monitor. The nurse checks the readings and instantly realizes that the patient needs oxygen support. She quickly says, "Bring an oxygen cylinder right away." The staff rushes out immediately, but there is a problem. No one knows where the cylinder is. Someone is searching in the ICU storage, someone else in the supply room, but no one knows the exact location. The cylinder is present in the hospital just a few rooms away, but right now, it can't be found. Meanwhile, the patient's condition is worsening, and every passing minute feels even heavier. The family is waiting outside. Every eye is fixed on the door. Inside, the staff is still searching, hoping to find it. From room to room, floor to floor, and every minute spent searching becomes a minute lost. When it comes to life, every second is precious, and sometimes it's not the delay, but simply not finding one thing that changes everything. The problem wasn't a lack of resources, the problem was their correct location. If the right thing is found at the right time, every second can save a life.
Good day, everyone. Hi, I'm Amisha Dubey, the host for today's webinar. This webinar has brought a new concept and idea into telematics. Earlier, whenever we talk about telematics, it was always tracking vehicles, assets that are in the market in an open area. But when we talk about tracking, that doesn't limits to an open field only. So now we are bringing the telematics within the four walls. Yes, the webinar for the day is the future is indoor assets and workforce tracking, bringing this telematics into the four wall of a building, of a warehouse, of any place, any different domains where our clients are working. Many of the time, these places we see that we have challenges, we have visible, open, you can say, some conflicts that we are facing in monitoring these assets. Today's webinar is going to help you know about what exactly solutions you can give to your clients. So once again, welcome to the webinar. The future is indoor asset and workforce tracking. Before I begin with our workflow and others, let me ask you a small question. So there in front of you, you will be getting a poll. If you could solve one operational challenge inside your facility today, what would it be? If you have multiple challenges, you can select according to that as well. So it's a multiple choice question, so you can answer according to that. We have a poll that is, if you could solve one operational challenge inside your facility today, what would it be? It's a multiple choice poll when you can select if you're facing many challenge from the listed one. So you can select the dedicated one. Okay, great. Thank you so much for your inputs in in this very poll. So let's know what exactly is the flow for today's session. So first we'll have the welcome and introduction of our experts for today. These experts have went to different domains. They have went into a real life use cases, face the challenges that actually the dedicated people from that domain faces. They have collected those problems, and with their technical team they have made it a real life solutions for these dedicated people. Then we are going to have an overview of two companies who have come into this collaboration. That's Lansitec and Uffizio. Without this collaboration, this webinar was incomplete. Next, we will have the walkthrough of what exactly the solutions that these people have created. And last but not the least, when an application is majorly concerning to the problem that a real life domain faces or market is facing, we need to know what different use cases, I can say which all places this solution is implemented. That will be followed by a Q&A and poll. This session is being recorded, so after the session gets over, you will be getting the recording for the same. Now, let's welcome our amazing experts for the day. We have Kuldeep Chaurasia, International Sales and Partnership at Uffizio. We have Lee Liu, Marketing Director at Lansitec. And we have Alessandro Pepri, Global Sales Representative at Lansitec. These amazing experts have brought different problems to the platform and they have solved it with their different solutions. So let's go through knowing these two companies that have come for this collaboration. Kuldeep, will start with you, and we are very curious to know about Uffizio.
Thank you, Amisa, for the opportunity to speak about Uffizio's journey. So, Uffizio always wanted to solve real challenges, real problems that market is facing. That's the reason we started working in telematics market from past 2 decades. So, after realizing these many challenges are being faced in telematics market, we solved them through multiple features, multiple modules, and multiple customization in the software. So after solving these problems for past 2 decades, we are proud to announce that currently Uffizio is working in more than 100 plus countries. We have around 1.5 million active assets on our platform. And apart from that, we have partnered with around 1700 plus happy and active customers with our software. Uffizio don't wanted to limit ourselves to a single or few companies' hardware. So that's the reason we have integrated around 2000 plus hardware devices on our platform. And we have also worked in around 40 plus different industries, solving through 10 different products. And apart from that, we always wanted to create a whole ecosystem of telematics. So that's the reason, after discussing and after finding such kind of challenges are being faced in indoor market, we have started and we launched our indoor tracking platform called GridZ. And in the upcoming slides, we'll be discussing about what are the different modules, what are the different features that are available in the software.
Thank you so much, Kuldeep. That was amazing to know about Uffizio and the working Uffizio has and what thought they have come for today's webinar and also the product they have launched. Let's go to Lansitec, a hardware partner. So, Lee, we are very curious to know about Lansitec from you.
Um, I'm the marketing director here at Lansitec. We are started in 2015. It's been 11 years. And ever since then, Lansitec mainly focus on building tracking devices with LPWAN technologies. Currently, we have 50 plus tracking products, which includes all kinds of trackers, gateways, and Bluetooth tags, and UWB anchors. So, and we have sold these products to over 78 countries, basically all the major continents. And roughly, we have sold 1 million devices, which include mostly the tags, but also trackers and gateways for sure. And we have 600 plus customers and system integrators, which includes software partners, system integrators, and end customers like car dealers, hospitals, or construction sites and factories. And so not only we sell products, the tracking solutions are a little bit different from other IoT technologies because there are always some kinds of customization when our customer or our partner wants to deploy a solution. Sometimes it can be simply as a record interval change or Bluetooth data collection change, or sometimes it can be some hardware change, a different power supply, different connector, installation kit, or different sensor, and sometimes it can be a totally new product customization, which includes we used to do trackers for sailors, pet trackers, or house trackers, etc.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much, Lee, for letting us know about Lansitec. So, guys, if you see two companies that have experience, if I say in a very short, it's they are having an experience of 75 plus years into this domain. And that experience we are going to see today by what solutions they have prepared. Before jumping on to the solution, let's see what exactly is the key challenge the market is facing today. The same question that I asked you in the poll as well. Which one thing you would be able to change in your real life scenario if you get a chance? So basically, these challenges are no real time visibility, manual tracking, multi floor complexity, inefficient resources, no audit proof, asset loss or theft, worker safety risk, risky zone access, slow incident response, and emergency care. So actually, these are the challenges that generally the market is facing. And these companies have prepared an amazing solutions for the same. So let's first know what the hardware side has the solution to get these challenges resolved. So Lee, again, I would ask you to help us out know what the solutions Lency Tech have developed or they are providing in the market.
Absolutely. So some of these problems they can be solved by platform software, um, but the majority of the problems they are related to hardware. When we talk about hardware for IoT tracking devices, it consists of communication technology, tracking technology, some sensors, power supply, including battery and DC or AC power supply. But today let's focus on the first two. So our products support LoRaWAN. We all know about LoRaWAN's long range, low cost, low power consumption, well, and also low speed. But it is free to use, and you can either use it in a small building, and it can be widely deployed, nationwide, like France, Netherlands, or Belgium. And we support Cat 1. Cat 1 is a simplified version of Cat 4, 4G. Basically, wherever there is 4G, there is Cat 1. So Cat 1 is growing in the past couple of years. It is still growing. There's a trend that it is in certain degree replacing NB-IoT, gradually. And we also support NB-IoT and Cat-M. Maybe most of customers doesn't know about this, but actually in NB-IoT and Cat-M has been most countries has these two technologies or either one of them already. In Europe and the States, they have both. So they are also low power consumption, long range, but you have to pay for the data plan. So some of our devices support Wi-Fi connection or Wi-Fi sniffing. Some of them support Ethernet backhaul. And regarding NTNs, non-territory satellite communication technology, we just released a new livestock tag this year, and we will have a caller by the end of the year. This ACE the tag, by the way. So it goes on the here. And so on the positioning technology side, we support the Bluetooth RSSI. Basically, you can use the signal strength to measure how far a tag or a tracker is away from a Bluetooth gateway or a Bluetooth beacon. So you have a general idea how where it is, which room it is in, or in general, how far it is from you. It can be used in hospital asset tracking, car and key tracking at the dealerships, which Alex will introduce at a later time. So Bluetooth channel sounding was introduced in Bluetooth 6.0. It is new. It can improve the accuracy from several meters, which RSSI provides, to 1 meter and up to 10 centimeters in certain circumstances. Obviously, much better accuracy, predictable. However, it consumes a little bit more power and it's a bit more expensive. I mean, the device. The Bluetooth AOA was new. It is introduced in Bluetooth 5.0, and you just need to install a AOA gateway in the ceiling, and in the ceiling. So its coverage radius is 1.5 times to 2 times of the height. Imagine like in my room, the ceiling is roughly, let's say 4 meters. So its coverage is radius is from 6 meters to 8 meters. So definitely it's more than enough to cover my room. So we also have UWB solution compared to other solutions which uses Ethernet to power the anchor and for data communication. We use LoRaWAN for data communication and sync the clock between anchors, trackers, and the server, so that both anchors and trackers can be battery powered. The anchor battery life, which is deployed on the on the pillar or on the wall, can be as long as 10 years. And of course, all of our devices, tracking devices, trackers support GNSS, including GPS, GLONASS, Galileo, and Beidou. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. So, Lee, thank you so much for guiding us that how positioning technologies and communication technologies they have come together and the solution was created for this indoor tracking. That's great to know. Next that we have Kuldeep, we would like to know from you how the software and we are getting the technology work to resolve all these challenges that the market is facing.
Okay. So basically, after identifying all the challenges that currently market is facing, we have already developed major of the features or modules which are going to solve those challenges, starting with real-time indoor tracking. It is the place where you can locate the actual position, what is the floor, on which floor a particular person, asset or person is, and then you can even identify what is the playback of that particular person on the floor plan. So basically you get an overview or visibility for each and everything that is moving inside the building. Earlier we were tracking outdoors. Now in Gridzy platform you can track inside the building. Then secondly we have reports and analytics. So basically each and every management team wants something quick and easy to access to make some decisions. So for that purpose, we have created and already we have configured around 20 plus reports that are available in the software. So from these reports, the management team can see what kind of insights are there, what are the analysis, and accordingly they can take their decisions. And currently we are working to create AI based reporting system in which the management team can just mention what are the parameters they want, and accordingly our software can generate those reports. So it's quite easy for them. Then one most important module that is available with us is static indoor navigation. So in this case, basically, if there are big buildings and multiple visitors are visiting those buildings on regular basis, so there is so much confusion about the route or the way that they need to follow to reach their destination. So in that case, we are going to place QR codes, and each and every visitors will receive the best route possible for them to their end location. So there is no confusion in terms of visiting or reaching their end destination. Then we have SOS or panic alerts. It basically means in emergency situation or if there is any accident that has happened. So in that case, each and every person will be having a Bluetooth beacon along with them. So they can easily press the SOS button and alert would be provided to management, to admin team, so that they can be identified like there might be any emergency situation or they require some help from our end. So basically, admin team can be notified for such situations or incidents. Then we have created geofencing within the floor plan as well. So if any manager or admin wants to create geofences or zones on floor plan, they are now able to create such zones on the floor plan. So if someone is entering or exiting such zones, a notification will be provided to admin and the management team. Suppose if you want to restrict person to enter such zones, then we have a functionality of creating restricted zones as well. So whenever someone tries to enter such zones, the team would be notified that someone is entering. So basically, proper notification will be provided. And last but not the least is asset utilization. So while procuring any asset or equipment, there is no identification like how much that particular device or asset is used, what was its actual usage, how long it was in idle state. So basically, through an asset utilization report, the admin team can now identify what was the actual usage of such tools or equipments for their industry. So basically, these were the main challenges that Gridzy is going to solve through major of the features that are explained. Apart from that, we have already created multiple more features that are already there in the software. So if you want to go through those features, you can easily connect with us.
Thank you, Kuldeep. That's amazing. So, if you see that this industry, these people have not just done an R&D, but also they have went through what type of solutions, what can be the best possibility of clubbing solutions and giving it into the market. I know some of the terms are more technical, some terms are very new to us. So, to answer your queries, we have a Q&A as well. So, you can drop your questions there and we have a dedicated tech executive who's going to help you out answer those questions. And at the end of the webinar, our experts are also available to answer your questions. Now, let's move on to the most awaited thing, that is use cases. How basically we know about this domain, what challenges were being faced, how a solution was being proposed is what we are going to discuss in this use cases. We have use cases like hospitals, warehouse, construction, and car and key tracking. Let's begin with the first use case, that is hospitals into location and asset tracking. So, while going on a regular checkup, Kuldeep went to an hospital and he observed that there were many mismanagement into the place and panic situation, as you might have seen in the video as well. There was sometime, we see even those panic situations. So, me explaining everything, let's go to Kuldeep and ask him like what the challenges or problem he faced, that the management of hospitals were facing, and what solutions he came up with the development and provided to our clients.
Okay, so as we already saw in the video, the staff members were aware that there is oxygen cylinder available in the hospital, but due to lack of visibility, and they were not aware what is the actual position of that particular oxygen cylinder. So this is one of the major problem that hospitals are currently facing is the staff members are wasting this precious time in searching for such oxygen cylinders or medical equipment. So to cater that particular challenge, we have a live tracking screen over where you can easily just mention the name of the particular asset, object, equipment, or person, whomever you want to locate. Whenever you click on that particular object, its live location, what is the building, on which floor he is, what is the actual zone he is currently, and what are the movement of that particular thing, it is all visible on that particular live tracking screen. So basically it's proper visibility for management team and the admin team of hospitals to locate each and everything on one screen. And in that way, we are going to reduce the search time for such things. Now, the next slide or the next problem that hospitals are facing is delay in emergency responses. So, whenever there is any emergency situation or there is any incident that has happened on hospital floor, the staff members takes time to identify at what location such emergency situation has occurred. So, particularly for that purpose, we have created a control panel where all our patients will be listed out. So in that case, whenever a patient presses any SOS button or he feels there is any emergency, the floor planner or the floor in charge will receive a pop-up along with sound alarms that there is an emergency situation on the control panel with their floor number, zone number, and their bed number even. So in that case, they can easily send help and they can take precautionary measures accordingly. So in that way, we are going to reduce the response time very quickly. After deploying this control panel in multiple hospitals, we have identified that we have reduced around 42% in response time in those emergency situations. And one more challenge that hospital is currently facing is staff accountability gaps. So if there is any incident or if there is any accident that has happened, in that case, there is no visibility like which staff was present at that particular time period, what was his action, what was his response to that particular accident or incident. So through our movement detail report, basically the staff members or the admin team can now see who was available or who was there at that particular time period. So accordingly, they can held accountability for that particular staff, like what was the movement, what was his response, how long he took to respond in such scenarios. So basically, we are going to provide proper accountability to each and every staff members as well. So this is how like we have identified a few of the challenges that hospital managements are facing, and through our software they are going to solve those challenges by using multiple modules of our software.
Thank you so much, Kuldeep. That's amazing to know about like these base level challenges that the medical or you can say the hospitals are facing. So thank you so much. Next industry that we have is assets and forklift tracking at warehouses. And Alex has an amazing experience with different number of warehouses. So Alex, we would like to know from you the challenges and the solution proposed.
Here we are. Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here, first of all. So when we talk about asset tracking in warehouses, so of course, as a premise, we can also track people in warehouses, but let's focus on assets. So we have three kinds of assets: forklifts, pallets, and boxes as a major topics. So about forklifts, why we need to track them? First of all, for safety reason. In some countries, there is a law enforcement for speeding forklifts. Can be 15, can be 20 kilometers per hour. So our product in the AOA configuration, which is the angle of arrival, Bluetooth way of for tracking, we are able to get a 30 to 50 centimeter accurate location, even 10 times per second. So high accuracy, this allow us to get the speed of the object, which is, as I said, important in some specific cases, some company policies or some countries. Now let's go to the next slide. Let's talk about pallets. AOA, as I said, is a good solution for high accuracy tracking. Another one is UWB. So both are fine. UWB has the advantage that the range is a bit larger than UWB generally. So you can have even 50 or 60 meters range, even more in some cases. And so the second solution is simple low energy Bluetooth, which is better for battery life performances. But we have 10 to 20 meters accuracy with the triangulation, which means that this is the best solution if you just want to have some inventory requirements, which is, for example, is the pallet in this area or not? Is this pallet in the warehouse or not? So this is what we can get. Now, for the next slide, let's talk about boxes. The topic is the same, no differences on the communication side. But here we are talking about a specific product, which is this label, which is 1 millimeter thick. It's made specifically for boxes, so very easy to test. And the usage can be for weeks or months based on the interval. So how often is this beacon going to send its message, its location? Last slide, just to mention that our products can work in extreme conditions. So for both outdoor and indoor, we can work until minus 40 degrees. This is a topic because warehouses can be for frozen food. We have cases like this. So we have experience. If there is any requirement like this, don't be afraid. We can cover it as well.
That's great. Thank you so much, Alex. So we got to know about in the warehouse that it's not just the forklift or the boxes or the pallet, but we can also work at a very cold area as well, up to minus 30 degree. And that's amazing to know about your device. Now let's move on to another industry, that's construction, site equipment, and tool tracking. For a good long time, whenever we talk about construction, we always think monitoring the machineries, knowing the work and the calculation. Let's see how Indo has given a solution in construction site that can be within the walls or it is creating the walls time as well. So Kuldeep, can you throw some light on what challenges they face and what solution we have proposed for the same?
Okay. So if we look for any construction industry, the managers need to manage so many things, starting from workers, assets, equipments, forklifts, and all. So in current scenarios, there is no visibility for all of those. They are not aware at what location my worker is working, what is the movement of my equipments or tools. So this is one of the major problem that construction managers are facing. So to overcome that particular challenge, our real-time live tracking screen is there, in which the managers can see what is the movement, what is the current position, what is the building, and how long any worker or tool is in particular location. So basically he's going to get the whole visibility of the floor through our live tracking screen. Then second problem that construction sites are facing is worker safety risk. So basically, major of the construction sites are having some risky areas and they have some hazardous areas as well. So the chance of any incident or accident is more as compared to any department or any other industries. So in that cases, the problem was there was some time consumption if we wanted to locate what is the position of a person during any emergency situations. So as I already mentioned, that each and every person will be having a Bluetooth beacon consisting with SOS buttons. So whenever a person presses those SOS button, an alarm would be generated to the management team or the admin team. They can react and respond quickly to such scenarios. And in that case, our software will be telling the actual position of those workers as well. So in that way, we are going to reduce the time. We are going to save the lives of those workers as well. Now, one of the challenge that construction site is facing is tool and equipment misplacement. So basically, if there is one tool, it might be used by multiple workers on different time durations. So suppose if I am using one equipment for today, it might not, like same equipment might not be used by me only. So suppose if I kept it on third floor and our team is searching where is it. So in that case, our playback option comes in. So in our software, we are going to provide you the actual playback of the assets, persons, or equipment. Like what was the movement that the particular asset has taken. So accordingly, we can see what is the movement of our equipments and we can identify the locations of those objects. So in that case, we are going to reduce the tools and equipment misplacement questions or issues. And lastly, the most like one of the major challenges that construction sites is facing is unauthorized access to risky zones. So as I mentioned, construction sites have so many hazardous and restricted areas. So if any one of the workers enter in such zones, there might be an serious injury, or it can create an accident to that particular worker as well. So to reduce that particular thing, we have created a restricted area option in our software. So it basically means the management team can create and edit those restricted area. So we are going to notify in two options. First is to the manager through a notification, and second is we are going to create beep sounds to the Bluetooth beacons that we have provided to the workers. So in that case, both of the identities will be notified that someone is entering, or I might be entering in some restricted area. So in this case, we are going to create a reliable and safe construction sites for all our managers and for our workers who are working in those areas.
Thank you, Kuldeep. That was amazing insight about construction places. So we are not only talking about the accessories or the equipments people are using, but here we are also talking about the safety of the workers who are working in that very area. And all these problems that you guys have seen for past three use cases, like these are the general problems. There are more, and to know about that features, you can get in touch with our tech support who are available at the Q&A as well. Next, we have that is a car and key tracking at dealership. Sounds different because this industry is something wherein how we see how basically tracking can help them out. So Alex recently went to a car dealer for buying a car, but one challenge that he saw was a mismanagement or not a unified solution. So he proposed the same issues to the team, and the solution was given. Alex, we are very curious to know about what problems were and what solutions you proposed to them.
Yeah, well, we chose to talk about this topic because it's quite common in our everyday life experience. I mean, once in a lifetime, each of us probably has gone to rent or buy a car. And what problem do we face as a customer? Maybe not a lot, just some minutes of wait. But as a business, when you have tens of customers every day, hundreds of customers, and thousands of keys, because this is what our customers are facing right now, thousands of keys to where we have to find the right one. So it's very hard. It's very hard, and it takes a lot of organization. And whenever a key gets lost, it's hours or days of work, and of course, business losses. So this is a solution that is having some success at the moment, and it's very easy. So it's also nice for this showcase, so you can learn about our hardware side in an intuitive way. So let's imagine a room with four walls with those racks, hundreds of keys per rack. We enter in the room and we have to find the key. The solution we found is for each key, we add a beacon, Bluetooth beacon, sending a signal. And then, as you can see in the picture below, and in the picture above, you can see under the desk a gateway, Bluetooth gateway. So if you put one of those gateways per each room, you will be able to detect in which room the keys are, thanks to the beacon. So from the software side, you just have to open your app and check for the specific key, the car model, the details of the car, where is the key, in which room. Once you are in the key, you can let our beacon beep. We have a buzzer on the beacon. So when the key beeps, you will find it immediately. Now, you found the key, you have to find the car. Let's go to the next slide, because if we have hundreds of keys, we also have hundreds of car outside. So we can move to the next slide. Okay, so in the car on the top right, you can see in the picture the triangle, which is our B3 beacon. So it's the same that we put in the key. It's cheap, battery life, we're talking about 4 to 6 years. So no maintenance. And for the gateway side, we have no power supply outdoor, so we cannot use the same gateway we showed before. You can see in the image below, on the pole, there is a object attached. That's a solar gateway. Solar power gateway means that there is no maintenance here. The battery can last for years again because it can recharge by itself. So we just put gateways in key areas, in the corners, for example, or in the middle, based on your requirements. In this specific case, you can see in the map, there is a car in the middle with a beacon, and the beacon sends the signal to 3 or even 4 gateways. In this case, we can use triangulation and have a better accuracy, 10 to 20 meters. If not, this accuracy is not needed, one gateway is also enough for roughly 150 meters range, which means 300 meters of diameter. Yeah, so that's our solution for this specific topic. If there are any questions, we are here. And thanks for listening to us.
Thank you so much, Alex. And I guess many of us who are working with dealers, they will propose the solutions to their dealer as well. So this was about how these solutions have worked in different domains and provided a solution to all the challenges that the domain owners, or I can say the market people, are facing. Thank you so much, team, for your amazing time. And for others who wishes to reach us out, they can get in touch with our dedicated team. Like when you get the recording, you'll also have the mail IDs for reaching to Uffizio or to the Lansitec team. Thank you so much, experts, for your time for the day. It was great connecting with you all and talking about different scenarios, different use cases, the problems, their solutions, and that was great. So thank you so much for your time. It was great connecting with you all. Let's work together, bringing telematics within the four walls and making the tracking even smarter. Thank you. Take care. Have a nice day. See you in next webinar.